They coming, hit the button. Young world, I'm sure everybody's seen the Weeknd Super Bowl halftime show by now. If you didn't see the Super Bowl, you probably seen the clip of the Weeknd. Of course, this was nothing but satanic, demonic symbolism at its finest. Nothing but satanic, Luciferian stuff going on. First of all, you see the angel falling from the sky. Of course, that's representing Satan, the fallen angel from heaven, stepping foot on earth. Maybe it's signifying that the Joker, the Satan, has finally set foot on earth now and is on foot walking around. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we just over here on some other stuff. So, but maybe that's what it's really representing. Maybe that's what all stuff is about. You gotta understand, 2021 coming in, the inauguration day, like I said before in the video, 1/20/2021 is the same date frontwards as it is backwards. So that means that that's a zero balance. That's the beginning and end of an era right there. Inauguration day, you got the Joker, Joe Biden in there, Kamala Harris in there. You know what I'm saying? So that everything has changed. You had the Jupiter and all this Saturn stuff that aligned right before that. You know what I'm saying? A couple weeks before New Year's. This is a huge time. You got the Capitol, people ran down on the Capitol, the Joker running around with Satan horns. That was all a big satanic ritual. You know what I'm saying? The whole Capitol stuff it all was a show. You know what I'm saying? None of it was organic as you think. Organic in the fact that it's something that's supposed to happen for a ritual, but it wasn't just some regular Jokers running down there trying to take over the Capitol. It was much more to it than that. But the Weeknd, his shirt his coat he had on, and this is what I'm talking about. They be like, they always got a positive message while they doing this stuff. He's talking about his face and the beauty and stuff like that. But I guarantee you, take the Joker's beauty away, he wouldn't trade his beauty for a goddamn nothing. He talk that beauty stuff and trying to represent people. All nonsense. They're saving the world. The Joker's jacket that he had on, the ruby red jacket, was filled with actual real rubies. The jacket weighed 40 pounds alone. 40 pounds. So imagine how many rubies was on that jacket that he wore. And rubies are synonymous with Satan. Whether it's a ruby saving you from Satan, or Satan with his ruby red eyes, or Satan having rubies. Rubies and Satan has always been synonymous. It goes right along with it. So the Joker of the Weeknd been making his face into a V-shaped face. All these bandages, and he came out with that face he had or whatever. And then all that was him representing, letting you know that he's coming into the form of Satan on Super Bowl 55. 55, Satan gives you 55 in English ordinal gematria, just like the LV for the Super Bowl. So the L and the V is just more than just letters, they're shapes. Also the economy, you got an L-shaped economy and a V-shaped economy. You got the tombstones, you got buildings in the background, which would look like they were buildings, but really they was tombstones representing stuff for the economy. The economy is falling, everything's in chaos. You had words up there, touch, enough. A couple other words I can't remember right now, but it was all symbolic type of stuff. The Joker been making his face into a V-shaped face he been showing you that this was coming, all building up to this. So he representing Satan on his day. Like I said, the inauguration day, 1/20/2021, was the beginning and end of an era. That was the start of something different, because it's the same date frontwards as it was backwards. So that was the beginning of something that we're seeing now. Of course, you had the whole Us theme going on with the movie Us. I just recently saw the movie like 2 months ago for the first time, because when it first came out, it was just too much around it. I didn't think I liked the movie a lot more than I actually thought that I would. But when it first came out, there was so much stuff about the symbolism and people saying this represents that, and it lost me, because it just seemed like it was just gonna be so like. But then I actually watched it and I was like, damn, they hit the nail on the head with this Us movie. It's really, really deep as far as everything they're explaining. Like, you gotta be open-minded to understand, like, Satan, the fallen demon, Satan is the decoder. Satan is a mathematician wizard. You know what I'm saying? Satan is a genius. Satan come down. Satan and his alliances, allegedly, what some people believe, is what created a human being. You know what I'm saying? The human being genome is nothing but science and biology and mathematics. It's not that hard. Just like they just showed you a couple weeks ago that the Joker, fucking Elon Musk, put a chip into a monkey's head and had the Joker sitting there playing video games. You know what I'm saying? They told us like 20, 30 years ago that they cloned the sheep called Dolly. I think the sheep thing was. This stuff is nothing new. People, and then you got Jokers like Kodak Black, and people cloning and replace people like, oh, why would they replace or clone somebody like Kodak Black? He's not important. You gotta understand, this the Joker like Kodak Black is who's controlling your son, controlling the youth, controlling me, myself. I can sit there and say, rap music has had a profound negative impact on my life growing up. Was certain things, when I listened to certain music, like NWA and all that stuff came out, it was like nothing was going to stop me from being who I thought I was going to be. It didn't matter how if my dad was gonna whoop me. It didn't matter the consequences of going to jail, going to juvenile, been there, all that type of nothing was gonna stop me from doing the stuff that I was gonna do. Partly a big reason because of music, rap music. You know what I'm saying? The negativity, stuff like that. So don't sit here for 1 second and think this is how economies are controlled. But with idols, idol worship, hip hop is nothing. You think Jesus? You think these kids are into Jesus and Buddha and no, they're into Lil Yachty and Lil Wayne and Kodak Black and Little Baby. You know, the baby. These are the people that are controlling your child, whether you realize it or not. Maybe not everybody. You know what I'm saying? But a big majority of them. So you got to sit, and then you got the part with the money. A person, they put a straw man in there to represent somebody like Kodak Black or somebody. They can control the Joker's money like that. Like I said, the Joker's giving the police kids or fallen officers all this money. Not saying that's not a good thing, but it's like they can make him empty out his bank account if they want to. And it don't always gotta be like the Illuminati, the whole top. It's not always the top people gotta be controlling this type. But there's people in between all the stuff that have hands in all this stuff. This is not like it's coming from the top, like the top people that run the whole world are worried about Kodak Black. That's not. It's not even about that. Everything in between. Like I said before, there's only two classes of people. You got the people that run the world and the people that live in the world. That's it. There's only two classes of people. Then also, I did a video about Little Kim. How they had a clone or a lookalike of Little Kim allegedly years ago and showed it to her, and that's what made her start cutting her face up. Because you gotta understand, for a person, an entertainer, celebrity person like that, imagine going from not having nothing to art. Now you got all this stuff, money, all type of other wealth, and riches. Then now they talking about they could take it away from you. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, when they get in that position, they start getting self-fulfillment and getting to that mind state of being self. I can't think of the word, but thinking they're more than what they are. So they might start thinking they did this on their own. So they have to remind you, just like what Bill Cosby, as a representation of letting all black males know in the industry of entertainment, we can come up with some fraudulent stuff, change the law, break the law to take you down. So make sure you stay in line. Same thing with somebody like Kodak Black and Gucci Mane. They put a clone out, letting other entertainers know you're gonna do what we say, or we'll put a different Joker out in the public that's representing you, that we control, that's not really you, whether it's a clone or whether it's just a replacement or a lookalike, whatever the case may be. So you gotta understand the psyche of the terror that puts into the mind state of an entertainer. You know what I'm saying? Forget about the spectator, for us watching it. Look at it as from the point of view as another entertainer, another rapper, seeing something like this going on, that's being successful, and not following the rules and not doing what they want you to do, or not doing what you want with the money you got. And they put a Joker like, they'd be like, look, we'll do this to you. And they control the media, they control the TV, they control the special effects, they control it all. So it's easy for them to do. Michael Jackson came out with Thriller like fucking 100 years ago. We like 100 years later in technology. So yeah, and you gotta, this stuff is not that complicated. It sounds complicated. It sounds like it's a big extraordinary thing. Why would they do it? But this is simple stuff to the people that run the world. They've been doing this from day one. A human is a clone. That's all. Like they talk about it in the Bible, Adam and Eve. They made Eve from Adam's rib. Basically, what they're saying is they cloned Adam to make a female version of Adam. That's all that means. You know what I'm saying? It's not that complicated when you think about it from a different perspective. And lately, all you've been hearing about is, like I said in the video, I think I put it on private now a while ago, about the whole the coronavirus stuff. You be hearing more about the test. The main word you've been hearing the whole entire pandemic is test. Test it, getting tested, go get tested. Because this all is a test. It's all a test. You know what I'm saying? The test is, then they got the vaccine. Could it be the test if you take the vaccine that maybe you're failing the test? You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have quote unquote faith in the process of being able to, because that's the thing. They say no weapon formed against me shall prosper, but a lot of people, this coronavirus has proved them wrong, because for something that hasn't even proved to be that deadly, a lot of jokers have fallen to the thing. But I'm not gonna get into that whole thing or whatever. But back to the Weeknd in this halftime show. This was definitely satanic, letting you know that Satan has fallen and reached the floor now, reached the ground. A lot of things have taken place and changed over the past few weeks in America. And all of it makes total sense when you look at it from a bird's eye view. You get caught up in the details, you lose sight of what's really going on. The details matter, but not as much as the bird's eye view of it matters. Because if you look at it from a bird's eye view, you can see everything in coordinates and how it's moving together, and there's none of it is a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? It's all supposed to be how it is, whether for good, bad, right, or wrong. This is what's supposed to happen. So, and Jay-Z, like, I'm not under, like, the Joker with the whole, they talking about the, I'm not understanding how this Weeknd halftime show performance was, like, supposed to be some type of beneficial thing to anybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the whole Rock Nation talking about. They're gonna come bring some sort of positivity and message to the halftime. Like, I don't know what that was supposed to have done or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That was bogus to me as far as what Jay-Z talking about he's trying to do. But yeah, man.